Namaskar. Reading, writing, hearing, speaking, oral recitation. These are the different varieties of activities our sense organ always goes through. Our gyanendrias and karyanendrias, that is our sense organs and our sense action organs, they are always involved while we are living in our day-to-day life. But when the data is entering to this brain through the gyanendrias, at the same time we need to retrieve back the data through our karyanendrias. If whatever energy, maybe it any form, if it has gone to the brain and if we have not executed it well and we have not brought back, then there will be some kind of hiccups in the brain. That is why it is always said that the energy flow should be continuous. We will take one small example, that how in the ancient days we have learnt that our Rishi Vyas, he has encrypted two big books known as, or big ancient scripts known as Mahabharata and Vedas. If we Google and see, in both the incidents there is a story where Lord Ganesha is being involved. In one story, let's take it in one form, that Rishi Vyas was well versed with the story of the Mahabharata, or we can say he was able to hear the Veda which is floating in this universe because of his yogic powers through his ears, and he was trying to write it so that it will be useful for the generations to come up. So when Rishi Vyas was hearing it from the universe, the Vedas, so he was engrabbing it within the brain, or suppose he was trying to write Mahabharata, which was also there in the brain, but he wanted someone who can help him to encrypt this knowledge which was there within him. So here we understand that when a brain receives a knowledge, if it is complex, it needs time to interpret, to encrypt, and then to either speak or to write. Speaking is easier than writing. That's why Lord Ganesha was being involved, that he was writing it and Rishi Vyas, he was speaking it. And when Rishi Vyas has conveyed maybe Mahabharata or Vedas, Lord Ganesha said that you have to be continuous. There is no mention of speed, that you have to be very speed. No, you have to be continuous, because the nature of energy is a continuous flow. It is not in a, you have to go in a very speed or something like that. And Lord Ganesha was hearing it, decoding it, encrypting it, and then with the power of transcripting it, he was writing it into the into a palm, in a leaflet, and that is how we got our Vedas or Mahabharata. So here we have to understand what this small story wants us to understand, that If somebody is gaining some knowledge regarding anything, don't ask that human being to write it immediately. The human brain will first receive it, understand it, speak to what intelligence, because Lord Ganesha is significance of intelligence, knowledge, power, wisdom, and then Lord Ganesha, with all this power, he was having the capability and then the capacity to write it and give it to us in the form of Vedas and Mahabharata. So my dear friends, we have to understand what we are nowadays asking a small child to do in a kindergarten right from nursery. Yes, I have made so many videos. In one video, we have discussed that we are asking our child to learn the numbers, that is from 0 to 100, without knowing what is the importance of this number. We are asking them count the number. But what that number is all about? I have made a video where it will give so many dimensional thinking power for a child, and a child will understand that how these numbers are formed in this universe, and the child will have interest to know this number. In the kindergarten, I have made one more video that why we should not use a blackboard. Because as we in this video also we have discussed that how this blackboard is making our India as a spectacle India. We have to make our India as spectacle free India. We don't want our children to have spectacles. So that's why kindergarten, because whenever any natural calamity comes, any government of any country, they will first say school and colleges need to be shut down, because children are the foundation of not only of the country, for the family, for the society. That's why every kindergarten, if we want our child to learn something, so the first thing is we should start the oral recitation of the child, rather than making the child to write ABCD right from the beginning of their curriculum. It is some kind of torture to the child. So my dear friends, we have already discussed so many videos that we need to bring some change to our education paraphernalias, and how, and if we want where to bring the change and how to bring the change, then we have to go back to our ancient Gurukul systems as a point of reference, which will bring back the strength of the brain, of the heart and soul of every Indian back again to this soil. I was going through a few things, and I thought let me bring these thoughts through this video to my dear subscribers and my dear friends. When we speak about sound, this oral cavity is not only our gyanendria, but it is also our karmendriya. Through our test buds, it is a gyanendriya, and through our sound box, that is our vocal system, it is a karmendriya. Karmendriya means first the data should be there in the brain. Then only through the karmendriya I can bring as a voice to the mouth. So when I am entering to the brain through the sense organs, I should know that when I am bringing those data through my vocal system, I should know what is the capacity of my vocal system. So if we look to the Sanskrit language, which is the mother of all language. So I will say it is the mother of all languages of all human beings. It is irrespective of any caste, creed, religion, doesn't matter. Every human being have a vocal system. So if we take this as a minus infinity to plus infinity as an axis, Sanskrit language have discovered there are so many images available in our YouTube, Google. They will say there are 54 sounds available in our Sanskrit language. So there are say 54 feminine sounds, there are 54 masculine sounds, and that is how we get around 108 permutation combinations of this sound. So when we are exposing our child to speak something, shouldn't we make a child understand that your tongue, your vocal system, your nasal system, if they will involve to pronunciate the sounds, then why my child will only know about the sound of only some around 26 letters of an alphabet? We should now think to bring back the language, that is the Sanskrit, as the first thing our child to learn in any school of our country. And we as an adult should make a vow today that this language should be the foundation of my child to know first the sound which my child can pronunciate to its capability before my child is being exposed to any language. Yes, so suddenly few things came to my mind. If I speak about certain alphabets, or you can say certain letters of English language, then none of the letters are independent. Like suppose I tell there are so many vowels in the Sanskrit language. A, E, U, like this. But when I speak about English language, A, B, it is C or G, D. So it is showing one word along with vowels. So it is not making my child to understand that it is a sound. It is a sound, it is a consonant. It is a consonant with the vowel itself. So similarly, so when I opened so many videos in YouTube in order to understand the phonetics of the sound, how to make my child learn that what is the sound of this alphabet, what they are doing is, for A, they are telling it is A. For E, they are telling it is E. For I, they are telling something like this. But in originality, when we are speaking something, we are not following this phonetics what we are trying to convey to our child. Let me take one example. When I am telling it is apple, I am not telling it is apple, because writing comes last. First comes pronunciation, because Vedvyas was pronunciating, Lord Ganesha was hearing it. So first reading, then writing. So if I am pronunciating it correctly, then only somebody can interpret it, then write it properly. So either whatever I will be discussing in this video, there is so much of discrimination, there is so much of confusion in this English language. So we need to understand that which language we should bring to our child's life so that they can decode this English language with some feasibility and with some easiness, and they will understand this language properly. English medium is all about learning about the alphabets, then again going back to phonetics, again learning the sound, where somewhere I am telling like E is a sound like E. Okay, but when I am telling ear, elephant, engine, sometimes I am using it as a E, sometimes A, sometimes A. So what am I using it? In different words, the same letter is having different sound. How will a small 3-year child, 5-year child will understand this sound? Instead of that, if we make the child to first understand all the 54 sounds of the Sanskrit language, then when they will come to learn this English letters, they will see that how the sounds are combining to make one letter in English alphabet like M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T. T is so confusing. In T, we have so many variations. T, Th, D, Dh, like this. So, our oral cavity, our ancient India, they have seen this oral cavity when our tongue touches different points, how the sounds are coming from the oral cavity. So that's why when we worked on different letters of English language, we came to know it will be easier for a child to decode the English alphabet with the phonetic sound once they are well versed with the Sanskrit language. It will make them so easier for them to understand that they will feel happy that yes, they can make the variations and the different words, they can make it out of that. For example, A. It is like A. E. E is sometimes dwelling between A, E, sometimes it is A, I. It is taking the last sound, that is E. But in some of the cases, it is taking the sound like I only. For example, the word ice. It is taking I, ice, I. But sometimes it is taking the sound like E, like pen, N. It is E. O. O is all fine. U. I am pronouncing as U, but the sound is A. So when I am telling it is umbrella, it is umbrella. But when I am telling it is unicorn, at that time I am using the word unicorn. Unicorn. So there are so many variations, so many different types of sound in each of the words, whatever I am coming across. The letters are having so many sound that I am feeling that if we want our child to learn any language very effectively and efficiently, with the sound, with the knowledge of the sound, then definitely every kindergarten of our country should start the Sanskrit language as the first thing our child should learn in order to understand the sound and then encrypting the English alphabets slowly one by one. So every kindergarten should be blackboard free, should have Sanskrit as the first language to learn. Initial beginning of the years, the children should be exposed more towards listening and then pronunciation. Then afterwards we should stress on writing. In the initial beginning of the years, we need to understand which gyanendria, which sense organ is the child is very active, at the same time which karyanendria the child is trying to shed its energy. So these are the 5 things every parent, every school should start pondering in order to bring back the strength of our country, that is the Gurukula based, Vidya based education system. Jai Bharat.